Guys, everyone, please check your audio and video settings, please. Are you there with me, guys? Respond, my dears. Yes, boss. Yesterday, I discussed some questions of core Java. Yeah, we completed POC. We have understood what is batch size, what is chunk size, what is reader, what is writer. We understood everything nicely, guys, right? Super. Oh, okay. So but at the end, I have given few core Java questions. I hope everyone remembered them. Core Java recap above instance block, mainly concept. How many special blocks can be placed in a Java class? Special blocks. Instance block, static block, right? Okay, regular blocks in Java application are they are not special blocks. Regular blocks, method blocks, try block, catch block, finally block, constructor block, if block, loop blocks, etc. Everything is a block, right? Block means what? Flower bracket open and closing is a block. Flower bracket opening and closing is a block, right? Yeah. Everyone focus. Super, guys. Now tell me. We generally use static block to initialize static member variables of Java class and instance block to instance non-static member variables of Java class. Non-static member variables of Java class. And I can give one more line statement, guys. One more statement. Static block is class level one-time executing block, right? Static block is class level one-time executing block. Okay. Whereas instance block is object level one-time executing block. Yes or no? Na? Whenever JVM loads the class, static block will execute automatically or not? Executing block. Even constructor is also same thing, guys. Instance block, comma, constructor is object level one-time executing block. Super. Next, when constructor is there to initialize non-static member variable, then why should we take instance block? Tell me, guys. When constructor is there to initialize non-static member variables, then why should we take instance block? Array constructor is also there as one-time executing block. Inside the constructor also. Inside the constructor also we can place instance variables initialization or not. We can place or not? Tell me, my dear. Definitely we can place, right? Possibility is there or not there? Definitely possibility is there. Okay, listen carefully. Instead of placing some initialization logic in multiple overloaded constructor, think about placing it what? Think about placing it in a single instance block. Nice na, boss? Nice thought na? Array, sometimes I am creating object using 2-param constructor. Sometimes I am creating object using 0-param constructor. Sometimes I am creating object using 3-param constructor. Guys, we are creating different objects using different things, guys. Right, boss? Array, instead of writing same initialization logic in multiple overloaded constructor, you can place only for one time in the instance block. Instance block is like this what? Okay, no name will be there for that block, guys. Super, guys. Next, this is second one is very, very important. Today I'm going to highlight second one only. While creating anonymous classes or anonymous inner classes, we cannot place constructor in them. Why, sir? Anonymous classes will have name. Without name, can we have a constructor? Without name, can we have a constructor? I want reply. Without name, can we have a constructor? No, because they don't have name. So we can use instance block support to place the initialization logics. To simply place initialization logics, guys. Literally, solidly place what logics, guys? Initialization logics. Are you listening my statement, guys? Yeah, second one is very, very important, guys. Today I'm going to highlight this. So this is very important in batch program. Important in batch program. Super, guys. Now listen, I'll prove that one. Class test public void M1. Case 1. Test T is equal to new test of T dot M1. Valid or not? Super. That is not a great thing. Case 2. Test T2 is equal to new test of open floor bracket, closing floor bracket, semicolon. Are you listening my statement, guys? Tell me what happened, one anonymous subclass is created for test class. Anonymous subclass is created for subclass. Object is created for that subclass. And superclass reference variable is referring to that subclass object. Sir, this much story, guys. I know most of the people not seen this coding. I'm very sure most of the people seeing this code only for the first time. Anonymous inner classes you might have seen, but not the subclasses. Check it out. New test of open floor bracket, closing floor bracket, semicolon. Here, anonymous subclass is created for test class. And that object is referred by superclass, nothing but test class. Reference variable T1. Reference variable T1. What about Harikrishna sir students? HK sir student, did you observe these lines? Did you observe these lines? HK sir students, might be possibility. Right. Okay. T1 dot M1. T1 dot M1. Tell me, guys, that method is called. So I'm calling method separately. I want to see method called automatically whenever subclass object is created. Anonymous subclass object is created. Then what? Using superclass reference variable, I'm calling what? Method of superclass only, guys. T1 dot get class means what, guys? You will get the anonymous class extending from test class. Okay. See, guys. Case 3. This is the real invitation. Test T1 is equal to new test of. Here, anonymous subclass, guys. Anonymous subclass for test class. What do you say, guys? Anonymous subclass for subclass. Got it, guys. Am I audible, guys? Screen got stuck up, it seems. Test T1 is equal to new test of open floor bracket, closing floor bracket, semicolon. Open floor bracket, closing floor bracket, semicolon. Are you listening my statement, boss? Come on. Right. This is in a stance block. There I am calling M1 method. There I am calling M1 method. Yeah, this anonymous subclass definition for test where constructor cannot be defined because a nameless class will have a constructor. No, but I want to call some method. I want to call some method. Listen, instance block in anonymous subclass of test and calling M1 method in it. The same effect will come or not? This and this will give same effect, guys. This and creating object calling M1 method and calling M1 method in the instance block will give the same effect or not? Definitely will give the same effect or not? Come on. So shall we see this one practically urgently, guys? Okay. I think you today you got the real purpose of instance block. Why should we learn instance block though we have a constructor? Come on. Anonymous subclass will have a name on? No. When name is not there, can we have constructor? No. That time how to write initialization logics, guys? Through instance block. So instance blocks are very powerful here or not? Instance blocks are very powerful here or not? Array, entire magic is there in core Java. Always magic is there in core Java. You know that. That's why don't dare to keep full stop for core Java learning. Always keep comma. Oh, I know these things, but I want to know more things. Right. Look at the application, constructor, M1 method, main method. Whatever I have explained, same thing. Whatever I have explained, same thing I am giving, guys. Yes. Okay. Yeah, Maven update project. Parvat Kumar is nowhere static member declaration, na? Yes, guys, come to this. Right click, new package, com.nt.basics. com.nt.basics, guys. Okay. There, class. Class. What is that? Okay. Instance blocks, block test. Instance blocks test, guys. Tell me, here I am taking a class test. Okay. Sysout test colon zero param constructor. Super. Next, public void M1 sysout. Array, all these are POCs. Test colon M1 method. Test colon M1 method. Cool now, guys. Super. Yeah. Now tell me here. Come to this. Test T is equal to new test of. Okay. T dot M1. New test of T dot M1. Here is my instance block test. It's cool. It's a regular one, Bob. It's cool and it's a regular one. Next, test T1 is equal to new test of. Tell me, guys. Okay. Anonymous, ANONOMUS. Anonymous subclass is created for test class. Is created for test class. Come on, guys. And that class object is referred by, okay, it's a super class reference variable. Super class means test class reference variable. Super, guys. T1 dot M1, guys. Okay. Right, guys. Nice, guys. Test zero param constructor M1 method. This is M1 method, guys. Are you listening my statement, guys? Come on. Super. After that, what next? Test T2 is equal to tell me, new test of open floor bracket and closing floor bracket. Right. This is anonymous subclass, guys. Anonymous subclass. Tell me here. Anonymous subclass. Here I am taking instance block M1 method. Here I am taking instance block M1 method. Okay, guys. Now you observe here. Sysout T1 dot get class space T1 dot get class dot get superclass. I'm trying to print superclass name and subclass name. Nice, guys. T1 dot get class space T1 dot get class dot get superclass. Cool. Observe this. Oh, sorry. Here T2 na. T2 here also T2. Nice. Done, boss. Have a look on this, guys. What's happening? Instance block test $1 test. Instance block test $2 test. Same thing is happening or not? Here M1 method is called. Here also M1 method is called. Here we are calling explicitly, guys. Here we are calling what? Through instance block. One and the same effect or not? So when you are creating anonymous subclass for certain class and you want to execute certain logics automatically, we cannot think about using constructor. That time think about using instance blocks. That time think about using instance block. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Constructor cannot be defined here. Cannot be defined here. So go for instance block support. I think you got the clear-cut clarity, my dear. Come on. Super. Just keep this in mind. Just keep this in mind. Today you learn some new core Java concept. Keep this in mind. Because we are going to use this one like anything in the coming classes. Right. Now come back to Spring Batch, guys. Spring Batch processing can collect data from various sources. That means source repository in different format, can process them for modification, filtering, sorting, and etc. Lastly, writes the processed data to various destination or destination repositories. Various destination or destination repositories. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Right, guys. Yeah, reading CSV file data, Excel data, processing data, and writing to Oracle DB table. Writing to Oracle DB table using Spring Batch. This is my requirement. Sir, where we get this requirement? Census info comes to central ministry from every village, town, city in the form of CSV files. So the batch application of central ministry should process the data by categorizing and validating before writing to Oracle DB tables. Before writing to Oracle DB tables. I hope able to connect it to this use case, guys. Are population count ra babu. Talking about population count, Yeah, population count information comes to central ministry application from every village, town or city in the form of what? CSV files. So batch application of central ministry should process by categorizing, validating before writing to Oracle DB tables. This is one thing, guys. Another thing, while conducting election survey, the field worker people get people's pulse. People's pulse means people's opinion, right? When I say people's pulse, it is what? People's opinion in the form of what? Excel sheet. So We should process and store in DB tables to generate certain reports and graphs. To generate certain reports and graphs. What do you say, guys? Possible or not possible? To read data from CSV file or Excel file or JSON file or what? Formatted text file, we can take the support of flat file item reader. Flat file item reader. Nowadays I'm opening a ready-made document to save the class time, guys. Nothing else. Okay. Flat file item reader, T nothing but as reader class. To write processed data to DB tables as records, batch by executing SQL queries in batch, we can use what? JDBC writer, JDBC batch item writer class. What is this T? Model class, guys. After reading each record from CSV file, where it should be saved? Model class object. Where it should be saved? Model class object. Understanding my statement, guys? Item processor is there, na? To process data, always prefer what? Custom item processor. What is my requirement? Read each record from Excel sheet. If salary is greater than 5,000, calculate gross salary, net salary, and insert that information to DB table as record. Simply insert that information to DB table as record, guys. Clear, my dear? Got the clarity, guys? Super. Listen carefully. This is my source. Source repository. Employeesinfo.csv. 101 Raja, 9000 Hyderabad. Like this, 4 details are there. Flat file item reader employee. Flat file item reader employee. Here take employee class as model class. Having properties to hold ENO, ENAME, basic salary, EADD, gross salary and net salary. Listen. I'm going to give same employee class object data to writer, guys. To writer. Got it? Super. Flat file item reader employee. Super, boss. Yeah, this will read the data, boss. And stores into what? Stores into employee class object. Okay. This is item processor, guys. What it gives, guys? Employee object. Employee item processor, employee, employee. Calculate gross salary and net salary only for employee whose basic salary is greater than or equal to 5,000. Whose basic salary is greater than or equal to 5,000. Are you listening my statement? Are you listening my statement, guys? Comfortable, guys? Are you comfortable, my dear, understanding my statement, guys? Nice. Employee object. Processor takes employee, gets employee. That means each record of each line of CSV file is converted into employee class object. Each line of CSV file is converted into employee object. Converted into employee object. Super. Only for the employees whose salary is greater than or equal to 5,000, you will calculate gross salary and net salary and gives employee object here. Yes, guys. That employee object goes to JDBC batch item writer employee. JDBC batch item writer employee. And we'll write them to database table as records. Okay. Okay. Insert SQL queries execution. Execution to insert a bunch of employee class objects data to DB table records. Data to DB table records. Are you listening my statement, guys? Super. Fine. Okay, basic out high level diagram. This is purely high level diagram. Purely high level. What is what? Still, I have not introduced the coding part, guys. This is purely high level diagram. Cool. Flat file item reader T. See what I am going to do? Create flat file item reader by specifying model class name. Suppose our model class name is employee, mention employee. Whatever. Example employee, please. By specifying model class name. Specify name and location of CSV file from where it has to read the data. Array to the same object you mention name and location. We have ready-made method for every activity. Specify line mapper. One more object is there. Specify line mapper object to read each line from CSV file. Tell me, this is object creation. This is name of the CSV file. This is, come on guys. Okay, here what is this? Employees info.csv. I'll introduce everything slowly, step one by one. One by one, I'll introduce. Don't be panic. I have my own strategy, right? Listen, specify line mapper object to read each record, each line from CSV file. See, so many lines are there now. One line has come. This one line mapper object we have to. That gives me each line. Now, once we got each line, guys, specify line tokenizer. Specify line tokenizer object to tokenize or split content of the line. To tokenize or split content of the line into values based on the given delimiter. What is delimiter? Comma. So 101 separately, Raja separately, 9000 separately, Hyderabad separately. Line mapper to get each line. Okay, guys. Line tokenizer to get each token from the line. To get each token from the line. Come on, guys. Got the clarity, my dear? Each line, each token. Each line, each token from that line. Cool, guys. Got the clarity? Specify field set mapper. Oh, this is very important. Okay, guys. Listen. There are three things. Line mapper to get each line. Line tokenizer to split content of the line into multiple words. Now, field set mapper to map the values of each line to the properties or variables of model class object, and set each line content to one model class object. Listen, guys. Whatever content that came, first of all, you have to map with model class names, properties. Later, each line content you should set to one model class object. Suppose here 20 lines are there, 20 lines, 20 times you divide, 20 objects you create, you put each line content into 20 objects of. You put 20 lines content into 20 objects of model class. 20 objects of model class. Understanding my statement, guys? Are you listening my statement, guys? Come on. So total 3 things, guys. Line mapper to get each line. Line tokenizer to split the line content. Field set mapper to convert. Field set mapper to convert what? The splitted content into model class object. Splitted content into model class object. I think number 1, object creation. Number 2, specifying the location. Number 3, line mapper. Number 4, line tokenizer. Number 5, field set mapper. Enjoyed this one, guys? Got the clarity, guys, everyone? Super, guys. JDBC batch item writer. JDBC batch item writer. Super. It gets input from item processor as a list T. In our case, list employee. Create object for JDBC batch item writer specifying employee as the generic type. Super. Link data source object to writer. Array, for database, how does it know which database? Specify insert query with named parameters. Array, you have to take insert query with named parameters. Listen carefully, named parameters. Okay. Provide data to SQL query named parameters by giving model class object details, source provider details. Listen carefully, guys. This is very important. Okay, and if possible, try to make sure that names of the named parameter and model class object property names are matched. Names of the named parameter and what? Model class property names are matching. Super, guys. Here, what is the one I am going to do? Insert into employee. Batch underscore employee. Yeah, fine. Insert into batch underscore employee values. Colon ENO. Colon E name. Colon. What is that? EADD. Colon B sal. Colon gross sal. Colon net sal. Array, colon indicates name of the named parameter. You know that. Super, guys. Provide data to SQL query named parameter by giving model class object detail, source provider details. Okay. It's better to match. The names of named params with named params of SQL query with model class object property names. Model class object property names. Got the clarity, guys? Come on. Super, guys. Make insert SQL query executing in batch to insert the record to DB table. I am not giving all the things together at once to your brain, guys. I am giving line by line. It needs a lot of analyzation to give these points, guys. First, I should understand internals of each one. Okay, first one, we create object, easy. We create data source, we link here. Come on, easy. We prepare SQL query, easy. But named parameters are new things, guys. Named parameters are the new things. Right. For these named parameter, provide model class object details as the inputs. Okay, guys. Don't execute each insert query separately, guys. Try to execute batch of insert SQL queries. Batch of insert SQL queries together. Batch of insert SQL queries together. Understood my statement, guys? Come on. Tell me here. Same thing I put in a diagrammatic representation. Same discussion I put in a diagrammatic representation. Array, I'm wantedly repeating. Same thing I'm put. Spring Data JPA only we are going to use. In future, I will use that also. Right now, I'm using JDBC. In future, we will use Spring Data JPA also. Focus. Employees info CSV. Done. Okay. What it will do, guys? Read lines. Read lines. Specify source location. Reader. Specify line mapper to get each line from CSV. Specify line tokenizer to get tokens. To get tokens or values from the line based on given delimiter. Generally, what delimiter we give, comma. Separately came. Yeah, this is very important. Specify field set mapper to convert line content into model class object by giving lines names to line tokens and by mapping line tokens to model class object. This is very important, guys. This basically we have to give names to these tokens: employee number, employee name, salary, address. Okay. And we try to map those names with model class object properties. Model class object properties. So that's why, come on. Understanding my array, I'm making life simple, guys. I'm making life simple. Actually, to draw all these diagrams, I have taken a lot of time for previous batches. Okay, to save the time, I'm just trying to open ready-made diagrams. Don't worry, on fine day, I will try to draw the same diagrams in front of you. But are you feeling comfortable? It's only to save the time, guys, nothing else. Specify. Now tell me, guys, what happened? Because of this, what happened? One employee class object will come. One employee class object will come. Array, don't worry about the spells, Rabab. Okay, guys. Now listen. In employee class object, I will take 6 properties. Why? Array, same thing I'm going to give to batch writer. JDBC item batch writer, something is there na? Okay, that's why initially null values will be there. This is input, guys. Item processor, taking employee, getting out, giving employee. Calculate gross salary and net salary when basic salary is 5,000. So like this, it will get the output as employee object having gross salary and net salary. Having gross salary and what? Net salary. So that means same employee object will be updated with gross salary and net salary. But don't forget, we are going to take one chunk size. Let us assume chunk size is 3. Then I will get what? List employee object having 3 employee objects or not? Come on, guys. Lot of analyzation is required. It is not that much easy to draw these diagrams like this. I got into the internals, I am analyzed. It gives output like this, but because of chunk size 3, writer get list of employee objects or not? List of employee objects or not? Super. Array, each read one employee object is input, each processing one employee object is output. So multiple, chunk size 3 means what, guys? 3 employee objects into the list collection, right? Super, guys. Now, JDBC batch item writer specifying employee object. Employee object. Super, guys. Link data source. Nice. Specify insert query with named parameter. Array, just now we have discussed all these things. Okay. That means what? It reads 3 lines, 3 objects inputs, 3 objects output. They came to writer as a list of employee objects, as a list of 3 employee objects. Tell me, insert query we specify, we give employee class object data as a named parameter values and make insert SQL query executing in batch to insert records to DB table. To simply insert records to DB table. Tell me, guys. Query 1, query 2, query 3. Batch of all 3 queries executes in DB table. That's why 3 records will be inserted. How many records will be inserted, guys? 3 records will be inserted. Comfortable, my dear? I think, code you God knows, Ra Babu. You got enjoyment after seeing this diagram. You are able to visualize something out of it. Not 5 columns. In fact, 7 columns. Why? Gross salary and net salary also will come. Gross salary and net salary also will come here. I think you got crystal clear clarity, guys. Crystal clear clarity here, guys. Come on. Any confusion? Any confusion here? Array, first high level diagram. Then we discussed about reader. Yes, guys, based on chunk size 3 times read, 3 lines will read, 3 employee object to process. 3 times process method, 3 output employee objects will come. So list of employee object goes to writer, and writer will execute 3 insert queries in a batch to insert 3 employee details to database table as 3 records. Nice, na boss? Super. Okay, wait for tomorrow's session. We are going to implement this one practically. I got other call, guys. That's why I'm stopping today's session.